Out of all my adventures, my favorite adventure was meeting her. I always loved Africa. I never understood what it was that I loved about traveling. I wish I had told you all my travel dreams at school so that we could start our adventure all those years ago. My favorite color was blue. I always loved blue. I was always shy at school. I never hang out with the popular kids.
My students love receiving stickers on their sticker charts. He was really shy. I wish I knew and had done something. I wish I had told you how clever you are and you can do anything. Your teacher.
I wish I'd told you the key was under the mat. I had an on and off boyfriend for a while. We'd talk and then we just wouldn't. There was one time we didn't talk for over a month. I didn't know why we didn't talk. Was it me? Was I doing something? I found it difficult getting a job out of university, so I have one at Kmart.
I always wanted to be an artist. I still do. Every afternoon after school I go to my really cool drawing kit. It has colours of pencils. But it's kind of hard being happy when my dad's not around. I miss him. But my mum, she tries to do her best. For Mother's Day, I wrote her a nice card saying, I wish that I told you you colour my world. She was really pleased with me after I did that. I've got a sister. She doesn't really do much though. She doesn't really talk much. I think she's mad at Mum for something, but I'm not sure what. When I grow up, I want to be a professional artist, but I don't know how I'm going to get there since we're living in a small country town. Maybe I'll learn to drive, I'll buy a car and go away to the big city. Or maybe I'll just stay home like Mum. She seems to have a pretty good life. Well, I guess I just like drawing things I see around me. It helps me relax. Well, on the Mother's Day card, I drew Mum a puppy. She said it was really cute. I really miss Dad. I wish he was still here with us. But at least I've got Mum with me. At least she stays home with me. And I guess I've got my sister too. But it's still a bit... There's nothing really much to do without a dad around. All my friends from school, when Mum takes me to the park, I see them playing with their dads, kicking a football. I never got to do that. I just wish he was still living with us. But my teacher says I'm a really good artist, and she says that I can be a real artist one day. I like my teacher. But she always wears these really funny hats, and they don't make sense to anyone.
I wish I had told you my favourite colour. My friends always thought I was kind of weird. I wanted to be a therapist. They always liked to party, but I didn't like to go out much. They got mad at me. People weren't very nice to me. I didn't get much sleep. Everyone always broke my trust.
I wish I had told you who I am. I'm not really the person who you think I am. Once you left, I realized I was someone who I didn't want to be. I'm so sorry. It's not my fault I killed your mother. I wasn't thinking straight. I'm the one who looked after you all those years, the one who remains nameless. I'm the one who's anonymous, the one who's in the background, who loved you. And you don't know who I am. And I'm sorry. That's my fault.
My mother always preferred me over my brother. I fired an assistant yesterday. I wish I'd told you that I am completely without inspiration. People are afraid of me, and I enjoy it.
I wish I could help out both of my kids, but it never seems to work out that way. My husband, he's never home. I try to be a good influence, but it doesn't seem to be working. I want my kids to be successful, but I only think one of them will. I stay at home most of the time. I get to spend time with my kids. Sit down and fold the clothes and watch what's ever on TV. My kids always stayed around after they finished high school. They didn't go and do anything. I wish I told them to go sooner. My favorite color is purple. I never got to tell my husband that our kids weren't both his. I wanted to do something with my life, but that never seemed to happen. I wanted to go and be something, be influential. Because my husband was gone and I was left with the kids. I couldn't do anything. I had no one to rely on. One of them's gone to juvie. I always thought that it was my fault. The other one's an artist. But she doesn't send anything. Well, I really like TV. It makes me escape my world.
I wish I had told her shoelace was undone. I never really liked my job. It was quite boring. I was a fortune teller. And I didn't really like telling other people's. Like, I just wanted to know what my own were. I really regret not telling her. It gives me pain and agony every day, thinking that I should have told her. The text message that I got, it made me feel really bad about myself. I know that I should have told her, because I know that if it was me, I would want someone to tell me.
I've always thought that I could save people. I wasn't really good at, being a doctor or anything like that. I couldn't stand the sight of blood. So I became a teacher instead. I thought maybe I could, get people to save themselves even. I don't know. It made a lot of sense at the time, and it kind of still does. I guess just recently, everything's changed a bit. Have you ever devoted yourself to something for so long and your whole life almost depends on it, and then it just and then it vanishes? I wish that I had told him that I had left 8 years before he left. I had a better reason then. But I'm okay now. I miss him. I do. And I think I still love him. But, well, I don't really think I love him. I more or less just love what he's done for me. He didn't encourage the things that I did. He didn't agree that I could save the world. And I mean, no one can really save the world, but it was just the way he belittled me for every little thing that I wanted to do. But you see, it was never anything bad. That's why I didn't leave. I just sort of ignored that we were together. But like I said, he made me who I am today, and I'm proud of who I am today. I am. Those kids, of course, they all make the decisions for themselves, but I can't help but think that I've helped them to become better people, to put something into the world that'll make it last a little longer, make people smile. There's an artist in my class. She's great. She's only like 7, but I really see some potential in her, and if I can nourish that, it would mean the world to me. I never had kids, so it means a lot that I can help these kids for other people. Can I tell you something? When I first started dating him, he used to take me to a little spot, just in the middle of nowhere. We stumbled upon it when we were on a road trip. And he told me, never mind. I'm okay.
I didn't have many friends at school. I worked at KFC. You tended to get burnt a lot. I just wish I'd told you that I wanted to talk to you more, but I was afraid I'd say something stupid and you'd make a meme out of me. One time, I made a meme and it got like 175 likes. It's a good day. I used to sit alone a lot under a tree. Those were bad times.
My parents don't give a shit about me. What makes me think you do? You brought me here. They don't give a shit about anything I do. My mother doesn't even notice when I sneak out at night. She spends all the time with my little sister, always scribbling on paper. The police brought me home one day and she didn't even bat an eyelid, like she didn't even care. Like, she kind of expected it to happen. There was no reprimand, no punishment, not even a hint of disappointment in her face, yet colours on a page make her so happy. I mean, I suppose her lack of response is why my father left her. But I don't know. She just doesn't care. No one cares. Like, there's this teacher at school, and again, like, all she cares about is my sister. She doesn't, she pretends that she wants me to succeed, to push through this rebellious stage, as she calls it, but it just... God, why doesn't anybody care? What happened to a child doing something wrong and then being told to do the right thing, being encouraged to change, to listening to hearing the cries of help. Why doesn't anybody listen? I just... did a little stint in juvie, and I suppose my mother didn't even come see me there, but I wish she did. If she did, I would have told her. I don't think I would have told her anything. But I wish I could hurt her the way that she hurt me, but she just doesn't care. There's nothing to care about. I've got nothing. No family, no friends, no prospects. My dad was there. And then him and Mum had an argument, and he left and never came back. And saw him in the supermarket one day and he pretended I didn't even exist. Just no one. Being invisible is one thing. Not being heard, that's 10 times worse.
Nobody ever spelt my name correctly. I always had to tell them how to spell it. My brother and I could never agree on anything, not once in our life. I was the sort of person who always colored in the lines of the coloring book. I had such hopes and dreams, but they never panned out. My life is a life lived for someone else. And then your line. Good luck. I wish I had told you that sometimes a dark gray street can unfold into a world of color.
They always ask, like, what are you doing? What do you do for a job? Have you got any money? There's stuff on the way. I mean, I just need an idea. That's all. It's not much, but it has an impact. I used to stare at her a lot. Sounds weird, sounds creepy. But I always thought I had more time. I always thought, it's okay. Just start a conversation later. You can meet her later. You don't have to do it now. There's plenty of time. Just anything. Wish I told her how juicy my apple was. Something. It could have turned into anything. Or nothing. Could have given me ideas. Or not. Hasn't always been like this. I mean, how I got here, how this all started. I used to have ideas. I was never really interested in anyone. But she seems different. Suppose I just never had the courage. I blame it on never having enough time, but that's my own fault. I had more than enough time. And here I am. I just wish I had told you how juicy my apple was. It's nothing, but it was something. Anything. It's stagnant now. All of it, everything. Just lost. I'm meant to be creative, but I used to be. I'm not now. I just wonder if things could have been different. I don't mind the lifestyle. I don't work for anyone. Don't have a boss. No annoying colleagues. But There's no one at all. It's just me and my pen. Just wonder if it could have been different. If only I had more time. It was nothing special. Really, it was just an apple, probably not the best I've ever had. But it caught her eye. She saw me eat it. I thought it was weird. She kind of watched me. But I didn't do anything. I didn't say anything. I think of it as my only chance, but I had plenty of time. But that's all right. It's fine. I mean, I saw her the other day, but she didn't see me. At least I don't think she did. Or even if she even remembers me. But that wouldn't surprise me. It's funny. I think that it's all down to a little apple. I blame it on the apple. Sometimes I blame it on the time. But I had time. I had an apple. She was there. Doesn't matter now.